Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. On Days of Our Lives, fans might be excited for Nicole to have her baby back, but we can all think of a few folks who aren't excited about the prospect. Melinda is among them. When you are barred from the practice of law for kidnapping a child and arranging an adoption, good luck. And while though E.G. isn't aware of it yet, he's probably better off believing that the child he and Nicole had is dead. After all, bringing little Jude back will eventually reveal that he isn't really E.J.'s. And Sloane comes next. If Nicole is able to reclaim her daughter, everything she has worked so hard to build in Salem will come crashing down. Similar to Melinda, she faces the possibility of losing her legal license due to criminal accusations. Also, she will lose her spouse, her child, and the only family she now has. Nicole seemed to handle not only escaping jail time but also getting back in touch with E.J. when she pulled off the identical baby exchange years before. So it's possible that she could withstand the backlash from both the kidnapping and the paternity switch, but that's by no means a given. Indeed, the program may have just made clear to us in big, strong letters how disastrous this could end up for Sloane after the episode that aired on Monday, December 11. After putting out so many fires to keep the baby swiping secret a secret, Melinda appeared to be on the verge of a collapse when she arrived at Sloane's. There's Holly's unexpected suggestion for a DNA test, Nicole's certainty, Leo, and Dimitri. Then Sloane revealed that she was prepared to buy a one-way ticket out of Salem or do something far worse to herself before to that test, which unintentionally confirmed her deception when they tested E.J.'s DNA instead of Nicole's. Although we don't think Sloane would harm herself, that second choice sounded a little extreme. It does appear that she is prepared to leave town quickly if things get out of hand. However, unless she escaped to a place like Algeria, where, as Vivian has informed us, there is no extradition treaty with the United States, that wouldn't guarantee that she would be freed from legal trouble. However, it would signal Sloane's demise as we know her from Days of Our Lives, because she has a very significant probability of going to jail if she doesn't escape. Nicole was given a 20-year sentence for stealing Sami's child. Furthermore, it seems improbable that Sloane would have someone in her back pocket to use as leverage to secure a pardon, much like Nicole did. Regardless of how you cut it, Sloane's recovery and continued presence in Salem might require a miracle at this point. Furthermore, even while miracles have been known to occur on Days of Our Lives, as the majority of Salem could attest to for Sloane, the likelihood of anything going wrong is far higher. How do you feel? When Sloane's falsehoods are revealed, is she leaving? The Days of Our Lives spoilers for Tuesday, December 12 show that while E.J. Demira was certain that Leo Stark was attempting to somehow take advantage of their sorrow for personal benefit, Nicole Walker Demira questioned why Leo Stark attempted to appear like her kid was still alive. Nicole was skeptical of Leo's assertions, even though she accepted the results of the DNA test. When Leo sneaked back into the estate through the Demira tunnels, E.G. pretended like he was merely a bother and acknowledged that he had decked him. Nicole broke down in tears when she talked about her interactions with Jude and Eric Brady. It was all too much for her. Nicole went to the town square and purchased Jude a Santa baby sleeper as a gift, nevertheless, because she wanted to make up with Eric and Sloane Peterson Brady. On Tuesday's episode of Days, Jada ran into Jude outside the pub and wished Eric a happy fatherhood. As things became a bit awkward, Jada requested that they switch topics. Eric wondered what was inside the large box that Jada was holding. Rafe Hernandez invited Jada to move in, she admitted. Jada packed up some of her belongings to make the transfer easier even though she hadn't responded to Rafe yet. Since all Eric wanted was for Jada to be happy, he was relieved that things were going well for her with Rafe. Jada was happy for Eric's new family with Sloane and Jude since she wanted the same for him. Leo told Sloane that Dimitri von Leishner had told him that she had stolen Nicole's baby, when they were at home on Tuesday's DOO program. Now that he was Sloane's owner, Leo threatened to treat her like a tamed hound and demand obedience. To begin with, Sloane quarreled with Leo until Eric showed up, despite his orders to release Dimitri from prison. Eric asked Sloane what that parasite wanted after Leo indicated he was just going to leave and departed. Sloane said that Leo had been pressuring her to negotiate a better deal for Dimitri and that she hadn't handled the news well when she couldn't. Later, Nicole unexpectedly dropped by with EJ to bring the baby sleeper she had bought. Nicole needed to do this for her own healing, so EJ pulled Eric aside and praised him. While trying to be polite, Sloane appeared uneasy around Nicole, who was watching Jude sleep and comprehending that Sloane couldn't get up in time to put on the clothing. Leo pondered in the town square what he would do in the absence of money and morality. Leo discovered that Dimitri had been moved to a Supermax prison and had lost his mind after making a phone call. Leo promised to blow up Sloane's world in vengeance because he was positive that she was to blame for this. Steve Johnson then consoled Stephanie Johnson following her breakup with Chad DeMera on Tuesday's episode of Days, letting her know that she deserved a true commitment. Nevertheless, Steve suggested that since Stephanie was clearly still in love with Chad despite his most recent misstep, she could be willing to give him another chance. Alex Kyriakis sincerely apologized to Chad in the town center for what had happened with Stephanie. After a brief outburst at Alex, Chad decided not to vent his resentment on him. Chad appeared regretful and depressed, even though it was his own fault that he blew it with Stephanie. Chad also met Paulina Price, who asked Chad and Stephanie to lead a fresh initiative for a well-being-focused Salem. Since he and Stephanie had broke up, Chad acknowledged that his job at SJPR was in limbo. Paulina was upset to hear it because she really shipped Chad and Stephanie. Paulina encouraged Chad to have a genuine chat with Stephanie after realizing he hadn't spoken to her since their separation. After Alex paid Stephanie a visit, Stephanie informed him that she would be putting other priorities ahead of her dating life. Alex reassured Stephanie that he wasn't there to get her back because he was now dating Theresa Donovan, Emily O'Brien. Actually, because Chad was looking so sad in the town square earlier, Alex put in a nice word for him. Alex hinted that there might still be hope for them to resolve their differences because Stephanie appeared to be in a bad place as well. In addition, Alex gave Stephanie's enormous water container back, which she ultimately dropped on her toe. Fearing that she had cracked it, Stephanie limped around with Alex supporting her. Chad showed there and surveyed the situation as though Stephanie and Alex had not wasted any time at all. Chad's incorrect assumption about what was happening infuriated Stephanie, so she took her car and went to the hospital to get her toe examined. When Chad realized he'd made a snap judgment and blown it again with Stephanie, Alex proposed pulling some of Steve's beers from the refrigerator. On Tuesday's episode of Days, Steve ran into Jada at the pub. She was having a bad day, in part due of her encounter with Eric and the memories it evoked. Steve recollected that Jada was primarily depressed due to the significance of this day, which was her father's death anniversary. Speaking about Marcus Hunter as his first best buddy, Steve displayed the keychain that Marcus had crafted for him as a youngster. Steve drew Jada into a cozy embrace after telling her Marcus would be proud of her. Stay in for more on the twists and turns that are yet to come in Salem as spoilers for Days of Our Lives hint that Jada has some surprises in store. Thanks for watching if you liked this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.